former boss of Dreamboys male stripper troupe breaks down in tears as he is jailed for 27 years for trying to murder his ex-model wife with an axe after he saw her kissing TOWIE star Kirk Norcross.
The former boss of the Dreamboys male stripper group has been jailed for attempting to murder his estranged wife with an axe after spotting her kissing reality TV star Kirk Norcross. David Richards, 42, broke down in tears as he was sentenced to 27 years in prison for trying to kill 32-year-old Alex Lamb outside her home in Stoke, Essex, on April 3 last year. He laid in wait for hours while Lamb was inside with her children, before ambushing his former partner as she stepped outside to walk her dogs. She suffered a fractured skull and cuts to her face and scalp in the bloodbath that ensued, Judge David Turner KC told Chelmsford Crown Court today. In a victim impact court read to the court, Lamb said, "I've been utterly betrayed beyond belief by the person I chose to have children with, turning my life upside down." She added that the scars are a constant reminder of what he did to me. The judge praised Lamb for courageously attending the hearing as she wept and was consoled by those who sat beside her in court as horrifying details of the incident were read out. Richards, of no fixed address, appeared by video link from Chelmsford Prison and sobbed through parts of the hearing. William Carter, prosecuting, told the court that Richards took an axe, dry suit and cable ties to Lamb's address. He said, "The weapon was taken to the scene and used. Plainly there was planning, the buying of the axe, the dry suit, the cable ties. Clearly premeditation prior to the night and on the night. You will remember he waited a number of hours dressed as he was, with the weapon, waiting for Lamb's friend, Mr. Norcross, to depart." The court previously heard how former boxer Richards had battered Lamb around her head with an axe at least 6 times. As he hit her with the axe before trying to tie her up with cable ties, he yelled, Kirk Norcross, in my house." Lamb, an ex-model who previously ran a beauty salon in Surrey, managed to escape from Richards as blood poured from her wounds and ran back into her home. She dialed 999 to call police and made a desperate FaceTime call to Mr. Norcross, telling him, "I am dying." Mr. Norcross described seeing her covered in blood during her call as like a horror movie, the court was told. Richards, who sold his company running the Dreamboys for more than £1 million in 2019, had denied attempted murder, claiming he acted in self-defense, but was found guilty. He was also convicted of breaching a non-molestation order. The judge told Richards that the events of April 3 were a hideous culmination of the breakdown some 18 months earlier of your family relationships. He said that, from the autumn of 2019, there had been reports to police alleging domestic assaults, harassment and stalking. He described Richards as obsessive and having a jealous mindset. The judge added, "Your dream home, family and lifestyle to which you had aspired had very sadly unraveled and left you depressed, isolated and angry. This crime was planned and prepared for. A hatchet or hatchets were bought, as were a dry suit, boots, gloves and cable ties." Judge Turner also said Richards had stalked and monitored the home and Lamb before that night. He continued, "You waited for hours on the night itself until she was alone and her friend had left. You knew perfectly well she would come to the yard in darkness to house the dogs. You waited in the shadows, then confronted her." He said Richards had tied her up briefly during the incident but this was ineffectual and he instead dragged her by the hair. Essex police said that when Richards stepped out to try to find Lamb's phone, she was able to free herself, lock her doors and call for help. The judge told Richards, "You tried to break into the house, axe in hand, and were only thwarted when the front door held. You then made off, you sought no medical help or assistance. You left her bleeding and gravely wounded. A police chase then followed as you attempted to evade arrest." Richards told police he had done the most stupid thing I had done in my life, the court heard. Alan Goh, representing Richards, asked the judge to consider the highly emotional and stressful circumstances. Richards, found himself in at the relevant period. Speaking in mitigation, he said Richards had a successful business and had provided a not insignificant family home and a not insignificant lifestyle. The court heard he was of previous good character. Judge Turner sentenced Richards to 27 years in prison and made a restraining order until further order.